How are you doing? Welcome in. Today we are back with another quick entry in our LP Revisited series. This time around we are revisiting the 1993 LP titled Perfect Teeth by the band UNREST. Quick overview on the band UNREST. They were an American indie rock band that formed in the mid-80s, I think 1985, in Washington, D.C. It was initially a hardcore punk band, really, led by Mark Robinson on vocals and guitar and Phil Krauth on drums. Then over the years, their sound kind of evolved. It actually evolved significantly, incorporating elements of jangle pop, post-punk, experimental noise, and then really becoming a very influential part of the 1990s indie pop and lo-fi scenes. They really became known for the very eclectic style with Mark Robinson's witty lyrics. The band released a number of fairly, I would say, influential albums, including Imperial FFRR in 1992 and then Perfect Teeth in 1993, which we'll be talking about here, and which is probably their most critically acclaimed album. It has a reasonable cult following. UNREST is also heavily associated with the kind of iconic indie label Teen Beat Records, which was founded by Mark Robinson of UNREST. So they had a fairly short career. They actually disbanded after the release of Perfect Teeth in 1993. They disbanded the following year in 1994, and then the different members would go on to pursue a number of different other things, with Mark Robinson almost immediately going on to form Air Miami, and then Flin Flon, and on, and just really continued to have a strong influence on the indie music scene. Now a quick overview of the album Perfect Teeth, which was released in 1993. I consider it a standout, really a standout gem of an album from the early 1990s indie rock or indie pop scene. Blended jangly guitars, infectious melodies, and again, Mark Robinson's kind of clever lyricism, and it kind of blends it all together into a cohesive and memorable record where the songs, there is a varied sound throughout the album, but it all comes together and works. Again, this album was released in 1993 on the 4AD label. It really exemplifies their continued evolution from that noisier, hardcore beginnings into a much more polished, yet still quirky, still definitely indie lo-fi pop. A couple of the standout kind of singles or catchy tracks on the album, Calf Carol being one and Makeout Club being another. They're just super catchy. You got Mark Robinson's kind of deadpan vocals, witty wordplay, with really tight melodic instrumentation. The album's production exhibits kind of lo-fi charm, but it's still crisp, and it still captures the band's energy and creativity. Yeah, Perfect Teeth. It's really a smart, playful, enduring indie pop album. It really cemented their place as one of the more underrated and I think influential indie pop acts of their time. I think it remains an essential album for fans of 90s music in general, but certainly 90s indie pop and indie rock and alternative rock, if you will.
Down on the floor, it's piping hot, so smooth and warm. Telling shows, ready soon, and I will show what I will be like. You were. This is by. Where does it go? Down into below. And then he stares as he loses his red hair.
I think in the next couple of days after I'm putting this up, or so depending on when you maybe view this, either this will already be released or is about to be released. 4AD is putting out what they're calling the 30th anniversary edition of the album Perfect Teeth. It's called Perfect Teeth plus Extra Teeth. It's the full album remastered plus a bonus album of all the EP tracks, singles, and rarities. They're putting this out on both vinyl and CD. I believe on vinyl there's probably a more limited version and then a more standard, as they often do with these 4AD deluxe reissues. Yeah, so it goes without saying this is the 32nd anniversary of the album, but better late than never. Get out that 30th anniversary edition. I obviously at the time I'm doing this have not had a chance to listen to that, but I have no doubt it's going to be a worthwhile deluxe edition. Anyway, this is an album that I really enjoyed revisiting. I listened to it, I don't know, 3 or 4 times over the last couple weeks. This album was very influential to my tastes as it came out in 1993, in the 1993-1994 timeframe. I think it really changed, it really opened my mind to different kinds of indie rock, if that's the way you want to put it, or indie pop. I think it just kind of really hit me at the right time, like it came out at the right time in my life, or if you as crazy, as weird thing as that to say. And it was one that I listened to quite a lot in the years following its release. I still listen to it every now and again over 30 years later. Anyway, let me know what you think of this album, and if you listen to this one on cassette or CD in your pickup truck, in the cornfield while you're drinking 40 ounces. Thanks for watching. Take care. Cheers.
Gene is hot,